Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Today we're going to talk about why you should consider having your clients prepay for your VA services. Today's quote is from Dave Ramsey. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Now, of course, this episode is not about budgeting, but FYI for you, when you Google prepayment services, you basically get a bunch of funeral ads. And so, of course you do. It makes perfect sense. So instead, I went for prepay quotes, and the brilliant Dave Ramsey came up. And it really is an important factor in today's episode, budgeting. So I'm using it. Let's go. To prepay or not to prepay? It is a very common question in the virtual assistant circles. Some VAs start off getting their clients to pay up front. Some VAs make the switch over at some point, and some VAs always get paid after the work is done. What you're going to do in your VA business is totally up to you. It's your VA business. I can't tell you what you should be doing, but I will tell you today why, in my opinion, it is better to get payment upfront. There are a lot of good things that come from getting paid for your services ahead of time. I'm going to cover 3 of them today, but I bet they're the ones that will help you decide that it's probably right for you. Number 1 is assurance of payment. The first reason that I think it's a good idea to collect payment ahead of providing services is, frankly, so you're sure you're going to get paid. One of the reasons that some virtual assistants move to prepayment is because they got burned. It's the part of the reason that I moved to getting prepaid. And I have no problem admitting that. I think it helps for all of us to admit that we've been burned before. We often introduce policies and boundaries into our business as a result of something going wrong. And money's a big one, right? Chasing money is wrong. When your clients work, they get paid. You need to have that same expectation. If you are going to work, you get paid when you're supposed to get paid. You make plans for the money that you earn, just like everybody does. But when you get prepaid, the client pays you before services are actually rendered. It's not an unusual phenomenon, especially these days. You have to pay for everything before you get so many things. Amazon, Ticketmaster, even McDonald's now. Not all service providers require prepayment, but think of it as the client reserving time in your schedule for the coming month, and they need to pay to reserve it. I can tell you so many sob stories about VAs doing work and then not getting paid for it. Way too many, as a matter of fact. I don't like telling the stories, but I have heard so many. I've experienced so many. And there may be a lot of reasons why that potentially happens, but make no mistake, it absolutely sucks every single time. It has happened to me more than one time, and it could definitely happen to you too. Protecting yourself is one of the best things you can learn to do as a business owner. Making sure you're going to get paid is really what I consider to be the main reason for you to change your policy around your billing today. Number 2 is set expectations. You are a business owner. You are not someone's assistant. Well, you are their virtual assistant, but you're not their employee. When you set the terms for payment, especially prepayment, you are asserting your position as the client's equal. You get to tell them when to pay you. They don't get to decide that for you. They get to decide that for their own business. Imagine if you had a client whose customers prepaid them, and one of those customers tried to tell them that they would pay afterward. It's a red flag. Your client would probably never say yes to that, and you don't have to either. Setting expectations is important in everything you do in your VA business, but when it comes to money, it's even more important. Without money coming into your business, you don't have a business. It is so important, even if it's a little uncomfortable to start talking about. Setting expectations in your business helps your client understand that you are a business operator just like them and that you are in charge of what happens with your own policies and your terms. The one thing you have to do is be confident in your decision to collect payment in advance. If you sound wishy-washy about it, the client is not going to have those expectations set. So just like setting your rates or providing task estimates, setting and holding all of your business policies, terms, and boundaries, it is up to you. You set your rates and you decide which clients to work with based on what they're going to pay you. You get to make all of those choices and you get to set all of those terms. I can help you with setting your rates properly and setting your business policies, and even help you with what language to use to communicate money stuff with your clients. I sometimes think that's the hardest part, is that we don't know how to talk about it, and so therefore we don't handle it well. But I can help you do that. It's not as hard as you think. Number 3 is getting the work. The last reason I'll cover today is simply a workflow reason to get prepaid. When a client pays you in advance, there's just simply a better chance of them sending you the stuff that they need to get done, the work you need to do. How many times have you heard that a client needs so much help, they're so busy, and they have all kinds of things they need you to help them with, and then it's like pulling teeth for them to send you anything? Always remember that when our clients hire us, they are usually overwhelmed, and sometimes we can add to that overwhelm as we try to get started, and therefore they get paralyzed and they don't send us the things that they need to send us. It's another reason that I suggest getting ongoing important work tasks to do from the start. You guys know I talk about that all the time. When you're doing ongoing admin or marketing or whatever, you need to communicate with them more often, at least a few times a week. With projects, a week or more can go by and you don't create any kind of workflow that way. So workflow to me is really, really important, and looking at those ongoing things can help you stay in communication with your client, and that's how the money will help as well. Getting the work can be helped by them already having paid for it. If they've given you money, they're probably not going to ghost you. But on that note, don't roll over your time. Don't let clients use hours over more than a month. If they don't need 20 hours a month yet, don't bill them that. Start with 10 and then increase it as the need allows. Only bill what you know you're going to use for their work in the coming month. Use their budget wisely and in the best way possible for them. All right, are we getting it? Understanding it? Ready to do it? Okay. So prepayment. How does it work? Your client can purchase a block of hours that will be used in the coming month only, and they can buy a package, or they can buy a package of services that will be delivered in the coming month, or they can buy a project which starts this month. In any of those situations, they pay and then you get to work. You keep track of time or tasks, and you give them weekly updates to let them know how you're managing that time. Not detailed time reports, just a summary update. All clients want to know that you're managing their money well, so you need to keep them informed. It's your responsibility as the service provider. If you start running short on time or lead time, anything, you need to tell them immediately. You have to turn down work or defer it until the next month instead of billing them a second time in the same month. This is something I hear VAs talk about a lot. Somebody purchased 20 hours and they used it right off the bat. It's your job to be understanding what it is that they need in the coming month only, so that you're not having to bill them twice. You need to get really good at estimating. And actually, I have a podcast episode on work estimates and how to figure them out. Go listen to it if you haven't listened to it yet, because you're the one who needs to give them the estimate of time, and then you need to stay within it. So you can't bill somebody 20 hours or have them pay you for 20 hours and then blow through it in the first 2 weeks. The trust that Dave Ramsey talks about is not going to be built when you constantly run over time. So you need to manage the projects and say, okay, what is important? What is happening? And then the following month you can add in more things and you can bill them accordingly. I'm going to leave this episode right here for you, but I do want to circle back to today's quote from Dave Ramsey. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It's a pretty cool quote, I mean, for life in general. But When you ask for prepayment, your client is budgeting their work with you. So, like I said, you agree that X, Y, Z needs, or Z needs to be done this month or the first month. You agree that that will cost the client this month. That becomes the budget for both of you to work with. The client's money budget, their time budget, everything, right? It makes things really, really clear for both of you, and I highly recommend doing it. Getting multiple invoices because they're doing a lot of work does not instill that trust in the professional relationship. Right from the get-go, you need to be in charge. I can help you get things detailed out like that for your VA business. Your services, your rates, your packages, your client estimates, which is a really big one, and your time management. All of these things work into doing your business well, running your business well. And it is exactly what I help VAs do. As a VA coach and trainer, I help you set yourself up for success, helping you fix the specific things that are going wrong in your business. When we work together, either privately or in a group, we talk specifically about your business and you, your personality as a business owner, your abilities. There is no one-stop solution for everybody when it comes to service businesses like your VA business. I can help you get clarity around your issues, and I will cheer you on as you walk through the steps to fix them, usually pretty easily. I've helped hundreds of VAs through their challenges and got them on their way to growing their business and the lifestyle that they want. I would love to do the same thing for you. You can work with me privately, or you can join the Virtual Circle, my mastermind group for virtual assistants. You can check it out at yourvamentor.com/TVC, as in the virtual circle. I bet it's exactly what you need to start running the VA business that you dream of. Reach out to me if you're interested or if you have questions. That's all I've got for you this week. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.